I'm Mauro Nardon, and I'm a PhD student, and my supervisor is Professor Matteo Bertucco. In particular, my interest is on linking the knowledge from exercise physiology and motor learning and control theories to better understand the effect of muscle fatigue, a condition that we all experience during daily life, on how we plan, execute, and learn to move in the space. My research aims to shed light on how the sensory feedback from a fatigue muscle influences mechanisms within the brain that control learning of movements. In order to study that, we performed 3 different studies. First, we evaluated how different exercise modalities affect the control of posture. Then we focused on the effects of localized muscle fatigue on motor adaptation using both a traditional reaching paradigm, which is this one in the square picture on the left, where participants were standing on a force plate and they hold onto their right hand a sort of a joystick, and they had to reach as fast and accurate as possible a target to the right. While they were moving, we perturbed them with a force at the level of the handle, and the force was proportional to the speed of the movement. And the second paradigm was a postural task where participants were standing on a force plate, but in this case the perturbation was mechanical. In the third studies, we finally we compared the same groups, which is a group that performed the fatiguing exercise, and a control group who was not fatigued, and we compared them for savings, which is how prior experience of the task can save time and error in learning. And this was done in a 2-day experiment. What we found is that participants were able to compensate without falling or stepping backwards after a single exposure to the perturbation in each exercise condition. The neural processing of proprioceptive feedback from the muscle is a mechanism that seems to be faster than physiological recovery itself and allows for an effective execution, probably due to the exploration and exploitation of new and different strategies, such as activating different muscles. Participants who were fatigued performed worse than in the first trial after the exercise, but efficiently managed to catch up and reach the same level of learning and performance. Results are also replicated in the third study, where the paradigm was the postural task. And we're also currently looking at the performance variability, which might give more information about different strategies between groups. Unexpectedly, participants in the fatigue group showed higher level of savings, suggesting that might have benefit in learning in fatigue condition, and we assume this is due to more possibility of motor exploration. To sum up, this research is the first, to our knowledge, that uses muscle fatigue as an ecological perturbation to understand the mechanism within the brain that control the motor learning. We show that neuromuscular processes can effectively compensate for physiological perturbations, and we also show that these results and this learning curve can be generalized from a more traditional reaching task to a more complex whole body postural task that we develop. The implication can range widely from the development of new intervention in neuromuscular disorders with high prevalence of muscle fatigue and learning deficits such as cerebral palsy and stroke, but also at the sports level